Perhaps the biggest lie that has come from this world nowadays is evolution. Usually the belief, and I dare I say it, religion of the atheist and non-believer. Of course, yet again, an atheist will tell you that they don't view atheism as religion, but lack thereof. But they have faith in their belief of non-belief, if that makes sense. And they have been brainwashed from childhood from those other atheists and non-believers that it is slowly spreading like a plague, or a group of mindless zombies literally trying to take the brains out of their victims. When it comes down to it, evolution and atheism come hand in hand, and they are simply fictional alternatives to the reality at hand. Another atheist evolutionist debate is that there is quote-unquote more evidence supporting their side of the story, usually applied as the Big Bang Theory. But as I've pointed out before, the Big Bang Theory is just that, a theory. Not a definitive core belief, but a hypothesis that has been supported scientifically. Perhaps one of the most sickening things that I read or hear about in the entertainment industry or schools is how evolution is placed as a fact, with statements such as dinosaurs went extinct 65 million years ago, rather than more reasonable though non-credible statements such as some people believe, or some theories suggest, or anything similar. It is painful to think that children are becoming exposed to these things at such a young age, and are becoming brainwashed at these readings and illogical explanations, that it's no wonder that they grow up not believing in a higher spiritual being. It's worse that they are raised by atheist parents who in my opinion are some of the greatest scum in the universe, but it's not my nature to hate these people. I am supposed to love my enemies and my rivals, but nowhere does it say that I'm supposed to like them. One thing that really saddens me is the fact that atheists don't understand that they seriously could be wrong, and even bringing up the concept of eternal damnation or hellfire is not enough to sway them away, as they immediately discredit it as some sort of religious propaganda of the Catholic Church or some other scapegoat that they come up with in order to defend their decisions. Even when you ask them, is it really worth the risk? It is upsetting to hear that they really are willing to do so, or continue to believe that it doesn't exist. This is incredibly dangerous thinking, and ultimately it will be too late for them to change their minds once the situation arises. When it comes down to it, atheism is a disease. It spreads from person to person, usually silently like many diseases out there, and when the chance to change the belief is upon them, it is too late as they suffer eternal isolation from God. Their thoughts now are, God isn't in my life right now, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Once they are in hell, they will truly know that God is completely isolated from them, and it will then be that they realize that God was working for them and trying to help them in their discontent, although they weren't there to help accept Him into their hearts. Even more so, there is yet perhaps one of the greatest atheist arguments of all. The Bible isn't a credible source. It contradicts itself. It has many historical inaccuracies. Or, there isn't actual proof that there was a God or a Jesus. But they fail to think of it this way. There's no proof there isn't a God or a Jesus. And the Bible has been slowly revealing prophecy after prophecy since its inception. Of course, atheists will dismiss this as mere coincidence or total lies. They believe Jesus either A, didn't exist at all or was a product of somebody's imagination, B, was really just a smart person that could brainwash multitudes, or C, was simply a man that didn't perform miracles and there's no basis for truth and logic that miracles or divine intervention exists. But aside from all that, I love atheists for their oftentimes deep dedication into attempting to discredit things that will never ultimately be discredited. It saddens me to know that their minds are wasted into hating, bashing, sinning, and getting away with things that they can do so long as it is convenient for them and they don't get caught.